Asanas practice. The following two asanas, although reasonably simple, are very beneficial for the whole body, particularly the back and abdomen. The nervous and the spinal cord, the vital link between the body and the brain, as well as the internal organs of digestion, are stretched, massaged, and revitalized. Both of these asanas have been taught to us by animals, which perform similar body movements without having to think about them or train themselves as human beings do. They are in tune with nature and instinctively know what is the best for their body. Saithaly-Asana, animal relaxation pose. Most of us have seen various animals, particularly dogs and cats, sit on the floor, fold their rear legs under their body, stretch and tense their front limbs, and then rest their heads between the front paws. In this position, they are completely relaxed. This asana is so called because it imitates this action. Technique. Place a blanket on the floor. Sit on the blanket with the legs outstretched in the front of the body. Separate the knees, moving the legs apart. Bend the right leg and place the sole of the right foot against the inside of the leg tight, allowing the whole of the right leg to rest on the floor. Carefully fold your left leg to the outside of the body so that the foot lies beside the left buttock. Place your hands on your right ankle. Relax your whole body. Exhale. Then as you inhale, slowly raise your arms upwards, keeping them together and straight until they are eventually vertical above the head at the end of inhalation. Then exhale, twist the trunk slightly and bend forwards over the right knee. Try to touch your forehead on the ground directly in front of the right knee. At first, this may be a little difficult, but with practice it becomes possible. If you can't touch the floor with your forehead, merely bend forwards as far as possible. Your hands should touch the floor in front of the body, with the arms kept straight, through preferably slightly bent and completely relaxed. Relax your whole body. This is the final position. Breathe slowly and deeply. Don't strain, but try to stay in the final position for as long as you can manage. Then as you inhale, raise the arms, head and trunk until your arms are vertical. Exhale and lower your arms. Now adjust the body position so that the left sole presses against the right thigh and the left leg is folded backwards. Repeat the same procedure, but now bending over the left knee. Breathing, awareness, and duration. The breathing should be as described in the technique, ensuring that it is synchronized with the body movements. When you are fully familiar with the asana, then close your eyes and become aware of the movement of the body and breathe. In the final pose, you should be aware of deep and slow breathing. The duration in the final position should only be for as long as you are comfortable. With practice, try to maintain the final pose for a minute or so on each side of the body, providing this does not cause any excessive discomfort. Benefits. This is a good asana to loosen up the legs and prepare them for meditative asanas. Most people have very stiff spines. To stiffen a fact that it is difficult to believe the spinal column is composed of 31 separate bones which allow suppleness in the back and neck. This asana helps to loosen up the spine and return it to its correct condition. In the final position, the abdomen is compressed, which gives a valuable massage to the internal organs, especially those concerned with the digestion. This massage squeezes out stagnant, impure blood and encourages it to flow back to the heart and lungs for oxygenation. The deep breathing is most important for it accentuates the massage imparts to the abdominal organs. The deep breathing is most important for it accentuates the massage imparted to the abdominal organs. Marjiari-Asana, cat stretch pose. Watch a cat closely and you will see that it periodically stretches its spine upwards and downwards. This asana imitates this action. And thus it is very simple. It is very useful in ensuring the best possible health of the practitioner. A cat yawns at the same time. You can do the same if you wish, but it is not a traditional part of the asana. Technique. Kneel on the ground. The knees and the feet may be separated slightly or kept together. Either way is suitable for this practice. Lean forwards and place both hands flat on the floor in front of the knees. The hands should be positioned so that when your trunk is horizontal, the arms are vertical. In other words, the hands should be directly below the shoulders. The thighs should be vertical. Relax your whole body. Arch your back upwards while exhaling so that it forms a hump. Contract your abdomen to remove as much air as possible from your lungs. At the end of exhalation, your head should be between your arms facing towards the thighs. Then slowly depress your back and raise your head as you breathe in. At the end of inhalation, the head should be facing upwards and the spine should be arched as much as possible in a concave curve. Expand your abdomen fully to fill the lungs with the maximum amount of air. Then raise your back upwards while lowering the head and breathing out. Repeat the whole process again. Practice as many rounds as time will permit. Breathing and duration. Breathing should be as described, making sure that the abdomen is contracted as much as possible at the end of exhalation and expanded as much as possible at the end of the inhalation. Try to perform the movement and breathing as slowly as possible with full awareness. Aim to make the downward and upward movements have a duration of at least 5 seconds each. This asana can be done for as long as you have time available. 10 full rounds is reasonable for general purposes. If you have any particular ailment, longer is prescribed. Benefits. This asana supplements the previous asana Saithaly in that it loosens up the spine. Those people with rigid spines and chronic back or neck ache are especially advised to do Marjiari-Asana regularly. The pelvic and abdominal regions are well massaged with the beneficial influence of the internal organs. The organs of digestion, reproduction, and elimination are innervated by nerves in and around the spine. Vajrasana gently stretches and stimulates these spinal nerves. This has a supplementary influence which improves the function of the internal organs. Many women suffer from ailments of their sexual organs. This asana has been found to be very useful in improving the health of these organs and helping to eliminate reproductive disorders. Women suffering from menstrual irregularities and the Kriya have achieved enormous benefits from regular practice of this asana. At the time of menstruation, this asana can help give relief from menstrual cramps. This is an excellent asana for post-pregnancy cases as it tightens the abdominal muscles and encourages the abdomen to resume its normal shape. Asanas, simple meditative asanas. In the previous lesson, we described 8 exercises to loosen up the body, particularly the legs, in preparation for meditative asanas and other types of asanas. In this topic, we will explain 2 of the simplest sitting positions which can be used for various meditational, pranayama, and kriya yoga practices to be described in this book. Preparation for classical meditative asanas. The following 2 asanas are very useful in the earlier stages of practice. However, the best sitting positions are the classical meditative asanas. These are Padmasana, lotus pose, Sukhasana, accomplished pose for men, and Swadhisthana, auspicious pose. Your aim should be eventually to sit in one of these classical asanas. Therefore, the exercises previously given for loosening up the legs should be continued so that the more advanced meditative asanas can be mastered in the future. Sukhasana, easy pose. This is the easiest of the meditative asanas, and even one should be able to sit in. Although it may be used for meditational practices, it has one basic drawback. Most of the weight of the body is supported by the small area of contact between the floor and the buttocks. After a period of time, this area soon becomes a little painful. However, this can be overcome to a degree by using accusion under the buttocks. The other meditative asanas have a larger area of contact between the floor and the body. The weight of the body is supported partly by the buttocks and also by the legs, which reduces aches and pains developing. Technique. Place a folded blanket or rug on the floor. Sit with the legs facing forwards in front of the body. Fold the left leg under the right thigh. Then place the right foot under the left thigh. Hold your head, neck and spine upright in a comfortable position. Place your hands either on your knees or in your lap. Close your eyes. Relax your whole body. The arms should be relaxed and not held straight. The back should be upright and firm but without tension. Note: as soon as one is able to comfortably perform any other meditative asana, Sukhasana should be discontinued. Vajrasana, thunderbolt or diamond pose. Many people find this asana a little uncomfortable at first because it is a sitting position that few people ever use. At first, the ankles and knees tend to ache, but with practice, this asana will become most comfortable and almost a joy to sit in. Besides being an excellent meditative asana used by Muslims and Japanese Buddhists, it's the starting pose for a large number of other asanas. The Sanskrit word Vajra means thunderbolt. The physic Vajra nadi, which is greatly affected by this pose, is an important energy pathway which carries nervous impulses of the genitourinary system from the brain. It is the same word that has given the name Vajrayana to a form of Tantric Buddhism, which utilizes sexual union as part of its spiritual sadhana. The word has various other meanings, all connected with the same subject. As such, Vajrasana is said to enable the practitioner to gain control over the sexual functions and direct the energy towards expanding consciousness. Technique. Place a folded blanket on the floor. Kneel on the blanket with your knees together or slightly apart. Position the feet so the big toes touch each other. Rest your arms beside the body. Bring the buttocks downwards onto the heels, at the same time taking support with the hands on the floor. Try to sit on your heels. If you feel pain or discomfort in the region of your ankles and knees, push your body upwards by transferring the weight to the arms. If you are able, let the weight or if your trunk be supported on your feet without any support of the arms. Hold your head upright and the neck and the back in one straight line, but without excessive backwards arching of the spine. Place your hands on top of your legs near the knees. Relax the arms and the whole body. This is the final pose. Advice for beginners. Beginners may find it difficult to sit on their feet without the support of the arms. A good method for loosening up the legs is to support your body weight with your arms and then slowly lower your buttocks towards the feet. Bear the discomfort for a second or so and then take support of your arms again to release the tension. Then again lower your buttocks and repeat the procedure. With practice you will find that the tension disappears and eventually you will be able to sit on the floor for longer periods without the slightest difficulty. Remember, the loosening up exercises will also help you very much to make your legs more supple and allow you to sit in Vajrasana. Beginners who find their legs and feet ache after a very short time in this position should return to the kneeling position and then sit on the floor with the legs outstretched. Bend one leg, hold the ankle and vigorously shake the foot until all signs of stiffness have disappeared. Repeat with the other leg. Benefits. Vajrasana is one of the few asanas which can be performed after taking meals, as asanas in general are strictly contraindicated after food. We actually recommend that Vajrasana be practiced for 5 or 10 minutes after meals. The reason is simple. Vajrasana is a very relaxing position, conducive to a calm mind and body, and stimulates the digestive process working in the stomach. As we have already explained, Vajrasana is an excellent meditative asana and in fact is the only practical meditative asana for people who suffer from sciatica or sacral infections. Vajrasana has one notable advantage over the Sukhasana. One tends to automatically hold the spine straight while doing Vajrasana. Pranayama. Samaveta Pranayama. Within us, there are various forms of energy which permeate and surround our bodies. These are closely connected with our health, thinking, and the way we react to the external world. Some of these energies are well known: nervous energy, chemical energy, and so on. Yet there are some which are not normally perceived in the everyday life of most people. It is this subtle form, as well as the grosser forms of energy, that the practices of pranayama seek to harmonize and manipulate. The method of gaining mastery over these energies, pranas, is an indirect one: control and manipulation of respiration. Thus, the control of energy that we derive from oxygen during breathing is direct. The subject of prana and pranayama will be fully discussed in the next lesson. In this topic, we will describe one of the simplest practices of pranayama called Samaveta Pranayama. The Sanskrit word Samaveta means together. Therefore, Samaveta Pranayama is a practice where one breathes through both the nostrils. Samaveta Pranayama. Sit in a comfortable position, preferably in one of the meditative asanas. If at this stage you find these meditative asanas uncomfortable, you can sit in a chair or against a wall with the feet outstretched. The essential thing is that the spine remains erect. If necessary, wrap a blanket around you. If the atmosphere is cold, close the eyes. Start to practice yogic breathing. Try to make the movement of the abdomen and the chest as rhythmical as possible, so that as you inhale, there is a wave-like motion from the abdomen to the chest. And as you exhale, there is a wave-like motion from the chest to the abdomen. Don't strain, but try to breathe as deeply as possible, expelling and inhaling the maximum amount of air. Keep your eyes closed throughout the practice. Continue in this way for a few minutes. Now you will begin the practice of Samaveta Pranayama. At the end of inhalation, hold the breath for a second or so, without straining. Then breathe out. Your breathing should be as slow as is comfortable. Exhale as much air as possible, and then inhale. Again, hold the breath for a short time, and then exhale. Continue in this way for as long as you have time. Duration of retention. Over a period of weeks, slowly increase the time of breath retention from a second or so to a maximum of 10 seconds. Do not hold the breath for longer than is comfortable. This is important. With practice, the time of breath retention will increase automatically. Benefits. This is an excellent practice in preparing the lungs for more advanced practices of pranayama. At the time of retention, the amount of oxygen taken up by the blood and the amount of carbon dioxide which is discharged by the blood into the lungs is increased. When people breathe quickly and shallowly, the exchange between the circulating blood and the lungs is very small. The increased exchange during Samaveta Pranayama helps to revitalize the body and improve the health. Shavasana. Lie flat on your back in the supine position. Place a small pillow or folded blanket behind your head with the corners pulled under the shoulders. This ensures that your neck and shoulder muscles can relax. Don't use a thick pillow, for this will tend to cause more tension by arching your neck upwards excessively. Rest the arms in line with and on each side of the body. Leave a little space between the arms and the side of the body. The palms should face upwards and the hands should be not clenched. The legs should be straight and slightly separated. Close your eyes. Try to feel the different parts of your body in contact with the floor. This is most important, for it starts to develop your awareness of the different parts of the body. Feel the contact between the floor and the buttocks. If you feel that the muscles of the buttocks are pulled together, release them. Keep your attention on the pressure between the floor and the buttocks for a few seconds until you think that this area of the body is relaxed. Now try to feel the contact between the ground and the right heel for a few seconds. Repeat the same thing with the left heel. Now feel the contact between the floor and the right arm, right hand, left arm, left hand. Middle of the back, each shoulder blade, the back of the head, and finally the whole body. Spend a few seconds at each point of contact. Next, try to feel that your whole right leg is very heavy and that it is sinking into the floor. If you cannot feel the heaviness, don't worry. A little practice is necessary in the beginning. Feel the right leg become limp. Repeat the same thing with the left leg. Feel the heaviness of the whole leg and that the leg is becoming limp and sinking into the floor. Do this for a few seconds. In turn, repeat the same thing with the right arm and the left arm. If there is a tension in your hands, perhaps your hands are partly clenched, release the muscular contraction. Feel your shoulders slump into the pillow. Remove the load from your shoulders. Many people, because of tension, habitually hunch their shoulders. Let them sink into the pillow. Now drop your lower jaw. Let it sag, but keeping your mouth closed. If you feel yourself frowning, try to release the muscular tension on all your forehead. Throughout the practice, your worries or problems may keep appearing. Tell these problems that they will receive your attention after a few minutes, but now you are practicing Shavasana. Don't suppress the thoughts if they occur. Merely continue to direct your attention to the systematic relaxation of the different parts of the body in the way we have already explained. If you have time, repeat the same process again. Make sure that the eyes are closed and consciously release the eye muscles. The mouth should be closed. The teeth should not be clenched but slightly separated. Don't press the lips together but let them relax. If necessary, yawn to remove facial tension. Feel that your head is very heavy. Now feel heaviness in the whole body. Imagine that your whole body is so heavy that it is sinking into the floor. Tell yourself that if you wanted to raise your body now, you would find it impossible because your muscles are completely limp. Feel gravity acting on every part of your body and pulling it towards the ground. Now watch the space of blankness in front of the closed eyes. Imagine that this space surrounds your whole body. Your body is in the middle of that space. Try to imagine that your body is slowly sinking in that space. Slowly, slowly, sinking like a leaf falling from a tree. Feel your body sinking, sinking, sinking into the depths of that infinite space. Do this for a minute or two or longer if you have time. If thoughts arise, let them arise. But continue to feel the body sinking. Now become aware of your breath. Don't change the rhythm of the breath. Only become aware of the flowing and out of your nostrils. When you breathe in, know that you are breathing in. When you breathe out, be fully aware that you are breathing out. Try to feel that it is the first time you have ever breathed. You are experiencing breath for the first time in your life. As you breathe in, feel the health-giving oxygen entering into your body, nourishing all the cells and giving you perfect health. As you breathe out, feel all the poisons leaving your body, all the tensions, stresses, problems, etc. flowing out of you via the exhale breath. Feel all anxieties leaving you with every breath. Try to maintain awareness only of the breath, but if other thoughts arise, don't worry. Merrily carry on with your practice. Continue in this way for as long as you have time available. At the end of the practice, stretch your hands, your arms, stretch your feet and legs, become aware of the surroundings and slowly open your eyes. If you have carried out the instructions without sleeping and with alertness, but without tension, then you should feel wonderfully refreshed.